on CTV3 News. Prominent former ambassador from Benqueville del Carmen detained amid allegations of sexual assault. National Women's Commission calls for an urgent action to end child sexual amid the recent allegations. Police seized cannabis in August Pine Ridge during coordinated drug operation. And the cane farmers are set to receive the second crop payment amidst price drop due to low cane quality. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Fiestarama 2025, bigger, bolder, and better at the People's Stadium, August 2nd and 3rd. On Saturday, come out and enjoy football competition, Pro FC 17, Mr. Jaraz, Fire Starter, Technoban, and Sweet Pain. On Sunday, Dog Show, Cabalgata, Mexican Car Show, Panorific Steel Band, Buster B Band, Los Tios, DJ Baba, Father Jesse, mechanical rides, foods, drinks, and more. See you there.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Fiestarama 2025, bigger, bolder, and better at the People's Stadium, August 2nd and 3rd. On Saturday, come out and enjoy football competition, Pro FC 17, Mr. Jaraz, Fire Starter, Technoban, and Sweet Pain. On Sunday, Dog Show, Cabalgata, Mexican Car Show, Panorific Steel Band, Buster B Band, Los Tios, DJ Baba, Father Jesse, mechanical rides, foods, drinks, and more. See you there.
Good evening. With your newscast, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Jaden Gamis. A distinguished former diplomat from Benquevio del Carmen is currently in custody as authorities launch an investigation into allegations of sexual assault against a minor. The ex-ambassador has been collaborating with a secondary school located in the Cayo district. Sources reveal that the suspect allegedly persuaded a young boy to consume drinks together at a local store before inviting him to his residence, where the alleged misconduct took place. The minor reportedly sustained injuries during the incident and confided in his mother about what occurred. This individual is a well-known figure in the community, having served as mayor of Benqueviejo and holding various other public service roles throughout his career. We understand that accused is expected to be charged and appear in court on Thursday. In light of recent allegations of sexual abuse against a minor, the National Women's Commission has issued a powerful call to action, emphasizing the urgent need to combat the pervasive issue of child sexual abuse in Belize. The organization, dedicated to safeguarding the rights and well-being of women and children, is urging communities, institutions, and the government entities to unite in a comprehensive effort to prevent abuse, support survivors, and ensure accountability to perpetrators. Child sexual abuse is a silent epidemic that thrives in secrecy and shame, stated Cristina Romero, chairperson of the National Women's Commission. We must break the silence, confront the system that enables abuse, and create a world where every child is safe, heard, and protected. Recent reports revealed that between 2023 and 2024, Belize recorded 108 cases of unlawful sexual intercourse involving minors. Experts warn that these figures likely represent only half of the actual incidents, as an estimated 50% of child rapes go unreported. The devastating impact of sexual violence extends beyond immediate physical harm, causing long-term psychological trauma and social consequences for victims, their families, and the wider community. To address this critical issue, the National Women's Commission has outlined 4 key strategies. 1. Prevention through education. 2. Implement age-appropriate, evidence-based educational programs in schools to empower children with knowledge and awareness and to educate adults on recognizing and preventing. To support survivors by increasing funding for trauma-informed services, including counseling, legal aid, and crisis intervention, to aid survivors in their healing process. 3. Stronger protections, to advocate for the enactment and enforcement of stricter laws against sexual abuse, ensuring institutional accountability and swift justice. And 4. Community engagement. Foster open dialogue through training and awareness initiatives within neighborhoods, schools, and places of worship to build vigilant and informed communities. The Commission emphasizes that safeguarding children is a collective responsibility. In a coordinated effort against a drug-related activity, police officers from the Orange Walk Rapid Response Team, QRT, and Special Branch executed a search warrant at a residence in August Pine Ridge yesterday morning. The operation took place at approximately 6:35 in the morning and resulted in the discovery of suspected illegal substances. During the search of Celedonia Paris's residence, authorities found a cream-colored plastic bottle labeled Creamer, which contained 93 small foil-wrapped parcels believed to contain cannabis. The items were located under a wardrobe in a bedroom. Present during the operation were Misael Cesar Perez, age 41, Bernardino Perez, age 71, and Celedonia Perez, age 64, all residents of the village. The 3 individuals were informed of the nature of the substances found and were subsequently taken into custody along with the suspected drugs. At the Orange Rock Police Station, the seized items were weighed, revealing a total of 36.9 grams of cannabis. The substances were then labeled and sealed as evidence. As a result of finding Misael Cesar Perez, Bernardino Perez, and Celedonia Perez were detained and charged for the offense of possession of controlled drugs. Minister of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise, Honorable Jose Abelardo May, this week provided an update on the ongoing situation with the screwworm in Belize. As the situation in the region continues to worsen, Minister May acknowledged that in Belize the number of cases is slowly increasing. However, efforts are being made to contain the misspread of the pest. Continuing with efforts launched earlier this year, Minister May assured the public that response protocols are in place and farmers are being supported through education and access to the treatment resources. Despite the concern over screwworm, the minister shared positive news on the state of the cattle industry, which currently enjoys a record high in the price of Belizean animals. The high demand and competitive pricing in the regional export market have provided a much-needed economic boost for ranchers across the country. Even as they remain vigilant, the threat of even as they remain vigilant against the threat of the screwworm.
Above the 200 cases. Our markets continue to be strong, or export markets. Mexico has continuously purchased animals. There haven't been any problems yet so far, although the Mexicans are feeling a bit challenged because the U.S. has closed their markets again in the northern part of Mexico, and so they are a little concerned. Our markets continue to be strong. We continue to export. The price at this time is the highest it's ever been in the history of cattle, in the cattle industry. In the history of the cattle industry today, we have the highest prices. Young bulls are being paid at $3.10 a pound. It has never, ever been like that before, never. And so the market is strong, it's still strong, which is a good thing. But we are in the field again trying to control screwworm. Awareness is very important, treating animals, treating wounds, reporting the cases to Bahamian Agriculture and to other organizations. And so we hope to keep the incidences under control.
To address the critical issue, sorry about that. The ministry says it will continue to monitor the situation closely and encourages farmers to report any suspected case of screwworm to the relevant authorities. Coming up next, Belize sugar industry announces second 2025 crop payment amid the price drop and lower cane quality. Stay tuned.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Fiestarama 2025, bigger, bolder, and better at the People's Stadium August 2nd and 3rd. On Saturday, come out and enjoy football competition, Pro FC 17, Mr. Gerrans, Fire Starter, Technoban, and Sweet Pain. On Sunday, Dog Show, Cabalgata, Mexican Car Show, Panorific Steel Band, Buster B Band, Los Tios, DJ Baba, Father Jesse, mechanical rides, foods, drinks, and more. See you there.
It is truly a proud and historic moment for us here in San Ignacio. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to the official opening of the very first wooden basketball court in our community.
The cost of the project in completion was about $200,000. Honorable Mala was willing to assist us with this project. This is a huge, huge investment for us.
There can be serious development through sports, especially if the right foundation, having the right facilities are in place. Then the programs follow. We can't put the carriage front of the house by having the programs, but we only have outdoor facilities. Belize rain 6 months out of the year, and having outdoor facilities is just not enough.
Our focus is going to be on education because that's a part of using sports as a vehicle to get as many of our athletes to international schools to play football, basketball, volleyball, track, whatever it is. The other thing is health. 33% of our people are afflicted by diabetes, hypertension, or some ailment like that. And those things can be prevented. So we want to create again the facilities where people can go exercise, have fun.
Electricity is evolving, and BEL is leading the way with smarter connections across Belize. Meet AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure. It's not just a meter, it's a smarter way to manage power. Smart meters record your energy use in real time and securely send the data to BEL. Key customer benefits include real-time insights into energy usage, improved home energy planning, integration of solar, battery, and EV technologies, and innovative customer service solutions. Get ready! AMI is coming soon to municipalities across Belize, including the Keys, to give you more control and reliability. BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Fiestarama 2025, bigger, bolder, and better at the People's Stadium August 2nd and 3rd. On Saturday, come out and enjoy football competition, Pro FC 17, Mr. Gerrans, Fire Starter, Technoban, and Sweet Pain. On Sunday, Dog Show, Cabalgata, Mexican Car Show, Panorific Steel Band, Buster B Band, Los Tios, DJ Baba, Father Jesse, mechanical rides, foods, drinks, and more. See you there. Fiestarama 2025, bigger, bolder, and better at the People's Stadium August 2nd and 3rd. On Saturday, come out and enjoy football competition, Pro FC 17, Mr. Gerrans, Fire Starter, Technoban, and Sweet Pain. On Sunday, Dog Show, Cabalgata, Mexican Car Show, Panorific Steel Band, Buster B Band, Los Tios, DJ Baba, Father Jesse, mechanical rides, foods, drinks, and more. See you there.
The Ministry of Transport has been working full force towards upgrading of the public transport system in Belize through the implementation of a national bus company. Together with these works, Minister of Transport Honorable Dr. Louis Zabanet says his team is actively reviewing key challenges within the national transportation system, with particular attention being given to the state and operations of bus terminals across the country. According to Minister Zabanet, the condition and management of bus terminals remain a concern for the ministry, as they play a critical role in ensuring the smooth flow of public transportation and the safety and comfort of the commuters. As part of the ongoing efforts to improve the sector, the minister shared that his team is developing and implementing new protocols aimed at resolving some of the reoccurring bottlenecks that have hindered the effective functioning of terminal operations.
We have been getting funds from use of services at the terminals, which are in terrible conditions. Even so, the CEO has informed me that that amount was up to, say, $1 million a year, going into the consolidated fund, but not returning back into the terminals, as we can see, the dilapidated conditions that are there. So These resources we hope we can get back and put it to use for the commuters for the very services that they're paying for. So these are some of the things that we're working on in parallel to this public-private partnership for the national highways. After that is done, we have the village highways to deal with. So my appeal has been, every opportunity I get on the media, is to ask our commuters to continue to be vocal, to continue to share videos of these things across the country. I believe the majority of my colleagues in cabinet, all our friends in parliament overall, understand and see these things happening. But it is also in an atmosphere where we have many other demands that my colleagues have to deal with. So I ask commuters, contact your area representatives, let them know that we must have this change and that this change must be done in a way that's sustainable. PP.
Belize Sugar Industries Limited BSI today announced the second payment for the 2025 sugar crop, which will be paid on Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. This year, payment to farmers is expected to be significantly lower than last year based on various factors, including a fall in price of sugar in the international market, as well as a reduction in sugar produced and the quality of cane delivered during the season. According to BSI, the estimated average price per ton of cane stands at $60.07, a significant reduction from last year's estimate of $75. Under the agreement with cane farmers, 91% of the price is issued as part of the second payment. The first payment of $42.90 per ton was made at the time of cane delivery to the factory. The second payment, BSI explained, is calculated based on relative delivery factors for each group of cane producers, as approved by the Sugar Cane Production Committee, SCPC. This year's price estimate is based on production figures showing a total of 77,640 tons of sugar and 34,131 tons of molasses derived from 869,537 tons of cane milled. Notably, no molasses was sold in the 2025 season. The final tons cane to tons sugar ratio stood considerably high at 11.20. The calculation of the price is based on a number of factors, including the price of sugar sold to the EU market, the price of sugar sold in the local market, the price of direct consumption sugars to be sold to Tate and Lyle Sugars, the value of export molasses, and the cost of shipping and handling sugar exports. One additional factor is the quality of sugarcane delivered by each branch, which is deduced by the Sugarcane Production Committee. With that, ASR lists out the estimate cane price for each branch, with the Progressive Sugarcane Farmer Association Group 2, including farmers from San Esteban, Orange Walk, Guinea Grass, and Progreso, having provided the best quality and therefore expected to receive the highest payment. The group with the least quality, according to a chart provided by ASR, is the BSCFA Group 10, which includes farmers from Douglas, Libertad, Louisville, Caledonia, Pachacan, Corozal, Shaibe, Buena Vista, and San Victor. As the call by the University of Belize Faculty and Staff Union, the UBFSU, for salary adjustments continues, Minister of Transport and former Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Honorable Dr. Louis Zabanet, offered his perspective on the issue, drawing on his past experience as former president of the UB Board of Trustees. While acknowledging the legitimacy of the union's request and the need for a salary adjustment for UB faculty and staff, many of whom have faced stagnant wages for many years, Minister Zabanet also stressed that the University of Belize, as a national institution, has a responsibility to strengthen its own financial footing. He emphasized that the government subventions alone cannot shoulder the entire burden of salaries and operational costs. Minister Zabane acknowledged the government's obligation to the university, but urged that future solutions should involve shared responsibility between the government and the institution's own merit.
So the University of Belize, tertiary education in general, is something that I feel is very, very important to the development, the true sustainable human development of our country. Now, it is very true what the faculty are saying, that for a very long time their salaries have not been adjusted for inflation, etc. Now we have to consider the structure of UB. It is our one national university. It has a board of trustees. A number of those are selected by government and then by other stakeholders, the unions, etc. And they have an important responsibility as well for the development of the university. In every country that has developed, you could look at the Asian tigers, for example, right? South Korea, Singapore, Taiwan. Those countries developed from the 1980s onward, when at that point they were pretty much at the same level as Belize and other countries in our region. But they invested significantly, the public sector invested significantly in higher education, in particular in the areas of science, technology, and innovation. They sent out a lot of their people abroad to get trained in various disciplines at the highest levels, masters and PhD levels, and brought them back and built the environment for their universities to flourish. But the universities themselves then have a responsibility too, to be innovative, to be able to foster an environment of research and to embark on income-generating projects that will also add to their sustainability, their financial sustainability.
On July 22nd, 2025, the Protected Areas Conservation Trust, PACT, signed a $8 million grant agreement with the Adaptation Fund to support building climate resilience in coastal communities under its Enhancing the Resilience of Belize's Coastal Communities to Climate Change Impacts project. Financed through the Adaptation Fund's regular country allocation funding window, this program aims to strengthen Belize's long-term capacity to protect targeted coastal communities from climate change impacts. The 5-year project will directly benefit 117,823 people and indirectly impact an additional 100,000. PACT will serve as the implementing entity, while the National Climate Change Office, Coastal Zone Management Authority and Institute, Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, and the Dangriga Town Council will serve as executive entities. The project will build the capacity of coastal communities, enhance data collection, strengthen the institutional structure of the executing entities, and improving data-driven decisions, making to build national climate resilience through 4 interlinked components. 1. Improved coastal land use for resilient habitation and sectoral activities. 2. Coastal vulnerability, monitoring, and early warning systems. 3. Coastal protection and adaptation response for high-risk areas. And 4. The awareness raising, knowledge dissemination, and national capacity strengthening. The Building Coastal Resilience Project was approved by the Adaptation Fund Board at its 44th meeting held in Bonn, Germany in April 2024. This is the 3rd project to be implemented by PACT since being accredited to the fund in 2011. Government Minister Honorable Dr. Louis Zabane is commending Cabinet's recent decision to implement a GST-free weekend ahead of the new school year. The initiative, which was officially announced this week, is aimed at easing the financial burden on families as they prepare to send their children back to school. Minister Zabanet described the move as a timely and thoughtful intervention by the government, led by Prime Minister Honorable John Briceño. The GST exemption will apply to a wide range of school-related items, including uniforms, school supplies, backpacks, and other essentials. The measure is expected to stimulate economic activity while also ensuring that children across Belize are better equipped to start the academic year.
I commend Prime Minister Briceño, who has been very innovative with these interventions that have a big impact on our people. We saw it the last time that it was done, and now it's going to be done again, right, in a timely way when parents need this relief right before school opens again. So these are the kinds of things that have an impact on our people, and we might not be recording it in the way and then sharing it with the public so that people understand the positive impact that this is having on our people. Other programs that we've had out there, the many scholarships for kids to go to school, right? The assistance, the NHI, all of those programs under the John Briceño administration have had an impact on reducing the cost of living. Yes, you have inflation on the prices, yes, but in terms of many other areas of expenditure, practically zero for many of the people who need it the most. So, we welcome the GST weekends for sure.
The GST-free weekend is expected to be rolled out in the coming weeks, with further details to be announced by the Ministry of Finance. There is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Fiestarama 2025, bigger, bolder, and better at the People's Stadium, August 2nd and 3rd. On Saturday, come out and enjoy football competition, Pro FC 17, Mr. Gerrans, Fire Starter, Technoban, and Sweet Pain. On Sunday, Dog Show, Cabalgata, Mexican Car Show, Panorific Steel Band, Buster B Band, Los Tios, DJ Baba, Father Jesse, mechanical rides, foods, drinks, and more. See you there. Fiestarama 2025, bigger, bolder, and better at the People's Stadium, August 2nd and 3rd. On Saturday, come out and enjoy football competition, Pro FC 17, Mr. Gerrans, Fire Starter, Technoban, and Sweet Pain. On Sunday, Dog Show, Cabalgata, Mexican Car Show, Panorific Steel Band, Buster B Band, Los Tios, DJ Baba, Father Jesse, mechanical rides, foods, drinks, and more. See you there.
The Minister of the Public Service, Governance and Disaster Risk Management, Honorable Henry Charles Usher, and Chief Executive Officer Rolando Cetina recently visited the fire substation in Placencia Village as part of his ongoing commitment to strengthening emergency response services and improving the working conditions of fire personnel across the country. During his visit to Placencia substation, Minister Usher joined officers for a ride-along and toured both their former and current facilities. The fire personnel expressed appreciation for the upgrades made to their facility, noting that these improvements have significantly enhanced their morale and ability to respond to emergencies. The officer in charge of the Placencia Fire Substation, Thomas Morea, emphasized that morale among firefighters has been on a steady rise over recent years, thanks in large part to continued investments and attention from the government of Belize. Minister Usher and CEO Satina engaged in meaningful dialogue with the fire personnel, listening to their experiences and reaffirming the ministry's dedication to their well-being. The visit is part of a broader effort by the ministry to remain actively engaged with emergency response teams throughout Belize and ensure that frontline personnel are heard, supported, and equipped for success. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has introduced the rotavirus vaccine to Belize's national vaccination schedule, a vital step in reducing preventable diarrheal illness in children. The symptoms of the rotavirus infection include diarrhea, vomiting, and severe dehydration. These symptoms can significantly impact children's health and long-term well-being. The rotavirus is transmitted primarily through the fecal-oral route, either directly from person to person or indirectly by touching contaminated surfaces and materials. Infected individuals release high concentrations of the virus in stool and vomit for several days, making outbreaks difficult to contain. While the need for rigid and frequent hand hygiene practice is important, vaccination remains the most effective defense against the rotavirus. The rotavirus vaccine is administered orally in 3 doses at 2, 4, and 6 months of age, the ministry noted. The vaccine is available at all public health centers and through the MOHW mobile clinics. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, July 24th, here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at www.ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log onto our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening, and have a good night.